What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Step Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Jake, and I'm again joined by my friend Jordan. Jordan, how you doing?
I am doing wonderful.
Yeah?
Jake, playoffs are upon us, and let me tell you something. 5 leagues, clinched playoff spots in all 5.
All 5.
Yep, going to the playoffs.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I hate to brag, but
You're like, well,
Big
here we
deal
are,
for me.
though. Here we are.
I'm guaranteed gonna lose in all 5, but at least the journey is.
The
at least
journey's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm at. I'm going to be honest. I don't think it's bad. I think we're doing good. This is it. This is the last week from pretty much everybody to make the playoffs. Jordan, in the
Yep.
home league, you're fighting.
Well, I clinched though.
You did not. I'm currently staring at it. You did not.
That
clinch
is
in the
just
home league.
incorrect. That is just
You
incorrect.
can go ahead and look, but the point being, go ahead and look while we're on the podcast. The
Yep.
point being, guys, is that it's time. You have to win this game. If you need to get in, this is your time. I hope that you're in that situation. We're here to help you out. Apologize for not being here the last few weeks. Turns out you need working headsets and microphones in order to do this. That I cannot express. Jordan knows how frustrated I was. I sat down to do this, and then it was just like nothing worked. So my apologies. Can you confirm that you did not clinch?
I haven't not. In
yeah.
4 or 5 I have clinched. In fact, in the home league I have not yet clinched. It
No.
feels like I have.
No, there's a solid possibility he
But-
doesn't make it.
There's statistically a possibility I do not make the playoffs.
Correct.
Yeah, however slim it may be.
Correct.
Yeah.
Anywho, Jordan, do you have news?
Just a few short things that I'm. Obviously we missed a couple of weeks, so there was some the high drama with the Giants cutting Daniel Jones, and then starting Tommy DeVito and like the whole shenanigans we missed. He signed with the Vikings, so
Cool.
yeah, he's ring chasing. I love it.
I love it. Might as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's no
So-
shame in that. I
What do you
mean,
think?
what's that mean?
Future career backup? What do you think?
Nah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I could see him going. I will go out on a limb, even though, like we announced that we won't be here next year. But I will go out on a limb and say, you can book it. He will start games next year,
Oh, I agree with that. I mean, Jameis Winston is starting games, but
and
started
just
games,
killing it. By the way,
Yeah,
just doing Jameis things.
Uh-huh. Who knows? Maybe Tyrod Taylor is going to get back at it.
Ty
for the
God.
Jets, bench Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, I agree. I don't think he'll start for the Vikings, but I do think
I think he'll go somewhere that drafts a quarterback,
can start. Yeah,
and then he plays the first 4 weeks, whatever it is. He does what he does, which is be terrible, and then the rookie will come in. So
yeah, man, I was so wrong about him. I was really high on him after.
Yeah, you were.
Season. I was like, the rushing upside, it's there, and betrayal.
Betrayal.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, another thing that we didn't talk about and missed, they fired Joe Douglas, their GM. What a mess
What a mess!
over there.
It brings me joy. I'm gonna be honest, people.
Yeah, kind of me too.
It
to be honest.
it is a good thing. It brings me happiness.
to see Aaron Rodgers not doing well and Jordan Love doing great. We'll talk about Christian McCaffrey and just the Niners here in a little bit when we do our starts. But one other thing I got to ask you about, Jake, because it's been a hot topic on all sports shows and things like that.
Yeah.
You see the hit on Trevor Lawrence.
I did.
What are your thoughts?
I I have less thoughts about the hit because it was late. Call it what you want. It was dirty. He has a history of these things, right? I'm more interested in what was said after. So like D'Amico Ryans comes out afterwards and he's like, "Yeah, we got to be more careful. We got to be, just said coaches speak, right?"
Yep.
And then yesterday, he victim blamed Trevor Lawrence. It was like he needs to slide quicker. Like if you need to get down, you need to get down. And then he pretty much said, and the Jags, they gotta be better. They don't need to come at our guys after, which is just such horseshit. I'm sorry, but like it's true. Like You know that if CJ Stroud would have got his head taken off by Josh Allen, the defensive end,
Yep.
he would have demanded that Tank Dell be throwing punches.
Yeah.
Like,
I will never have an issue, even if the hit isn't dirty. Like, let's say he went, the slide was late. He was running out of bounds and, he got popped. And if your team comes to defend your quarterback, I got no issue with that. Like,
nope.
That's your guy.
I expect it.
I got no issue
Let
with
the
that.
offensive lineman run in there.
Yeah. Take your penalties. The offsetting penalties,
Yep.
I get it. Like, you're not, but okay, you got to do it.
It reminds me of that. Do you remember like a few years ago when Andy Dalton was a Cowboy and he got his face taken off? They were playing the Commanders and he got his head knocked off, and then like nobody like even came over in his defense, and everyone was like, I was thinking about that. Like, imagine if it was a playoff game and we'll use the Chiefs. If someone came in and just leveled Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce came in there, hit him, and got knocked out of the game, you would, on one hand, you'd be like, no, we need you, Travis. But I'm like, on my other hand, I'd be like,
if it's a playoff game, I feel differently.
I don't.
Game, like, get yourself ejected. Like,
I
defend your
don't.
guy. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
You just, spur of the moment, I don't think it matters for NFL players, right? Like, if it was the playoffs, in that situation I just said happened, I bet you Travis Kelce would be right there, and he wouldn't hold back.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, you just lost Patrick Mahomes. It doesn't matter. So, like, I don't know. It was dirty.
I'll play a little devil's advocate. Is that I think quarterbacks are getting a little too close to the rule. Like, the spirit of the rule is to protect your quarterback. I think Patrick Mahomes is a great example.
Oh, yeah.
He does his little, I'm going to run out of bounds, and then kind of like jukes back, runs for like
he can get his head knocked off for that. Like, I understand.
But those are the kind of things that I think we're getting to a spot that there's going to have to be some type of rule or some type of penalty for like fake giving yourself up or doing it too late. Because there's too much. It's like the Kenny Pickett in college movie.
Yeah, the fake slide, which was so cool.
I think we're inching towards territory where that's going to all of a sudden be part of the conversation because they're just going to get away with that kind of stuff. I think your Lamar Jackson, your Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, the guys who scramble so much, like they're the ones who are, going to start kissing those
lines, huh?
Yeah. So, anyway, it's just interesting. I had thoughts, and I knew you would too. So.
Yes. Do you have anything else, or?
No, let's talk.
Okay. Well, hold on.
Because then we'll talk.
This past week, we had a fantasy anomaly. We have to talk about it. Josh Allen caught and threw for a touchdown all in one play.
What happened? I didn't have him on my team.
Oh, great. So, let me set the scene.
Yeah.
It was snowy. Josh Allen takes the snap, throws a quick screen to Amari Cooper, who runs like 2 yards, and then he's turned around, and Josh Allen just kind of ran over there to him. And Amari Cooper just he has it, his back is to the end zone the way he's trying to run. And he's facing Josh Allen, and Josh Allen's like 3 yards behind him, and he just takes the ball, and he goes and pitches it to him. And Josh Allen breaks a tackle, runs, and dives for the pylon and scores. In all apps, Sleeper, ESPN, Yahoo, Josh Allen was credited with a 7-yard passing touchdown and a 7-yard receiving touchdown. He did not get the points for the catch, but he got, so he got a passing and
standard things. It's just 10 points on touchdowns alone.
Correct.
Because he caught and threw it.
Correct. And then it was,
I didn't realize that. I didn't have him in my team, so I didn't realize that that's what I did.
Pretty crazy. Not something that happens every day, so it's important to point out.
That's pretty fun. Yeah. Did you have Josh Allen in any of your leagues?
Not even a little. All right.
Okay. Because I would have been salivating for that on my teams, especially the league I haven't yet clinched the playoffs.
Yes. Well, okay. All right. Let's talk about some guys that we like this week. Let's start off with a tight end, which is something we don't typically do, but Tucker Kraft should probably be starting in all your leagues.
Yes.
And I don't feel like that's a thing. Because here's the thing. You probably didn't draft him to be your starter. You probably drafted him to be your backup. And there are very few guys, or you didn't draft him at all, and there are very few tight ends that you're probably starting over Tucker Kraft. So I'm going to give you some guys, and you tell me if you're starting them over Tucker Kraft. Ready?
Yep.
Sam Laporta.
Well, You want to say yes, but
The answer's no.
The math says no.
Uh,
The math says no.
there's some easy ones, so you're Travis Kelce, you're starting Kelce, McBride, right?
Yep.
How about Mark Andrews? Caught a touchdown this past week. He's been doing pretty well.
He's been doing well. I think I would start Mark Andrews. I think I would say no to Sam Laporta, which hurts me, but he just is not the primary receiver like we thought he would be.
Yeah.
And I would say yes to Mark Andrews right now, who's on a tear.
So, there's 3. I'm trying to just go off the top. Kyle Pitts, I'd probably start Tucker Kraft. Pitts had a big goose egg this past week.
Yep.
Just off the top of my head.
How about David Njoku?
No, I give me Kraft. Your recency bias is saying otherwise.
What about here's one, Jonnu Smith?
Ooh, depends what kind of league I'm in. Full point PPR, I'm starting Jonnu because that
Jonnu Smith is tight end 5 on there right.
Where's McBride?
McBride tight end 2.
That's nuts because he missed games and has yet to score a touchdown.
Yeah. So he has
who's number 1?
73 receptions. Brock Bowers number 1.
Really? Is it by a lot?
Yeah. It is by a considerable margin. Yes, 40 points almost.
Wow.
The difference. He has 10 more receptions than Trey McBride. He has 100 yards more than Trey McBride and 4 touchdowns to Trey McBride's 0, and that's the difference.
Interesting.
Right?
It's interesting because none of us probably would have been taking Bowers to be tight end 1, and definitely not where his ADP was. I think we talked about it here that we didn't really like it.
Yeah. I actually ended up with a lot of Brock Bowers because in some of the leagues the ADP kind of dropped, and I was like, oh, people are taking tight ends, and I was like, Brock Bowers, sure, and I kind of took him as a flyer. So I actually have him in 3 leagues, and I'm
starting him every week.
Yeah, oh yeah. So,
anyways, Tucker Kraft, Jordan Love loves his tight end. He's very consistent. Going up against the Lions on Thursday, I think you could start him and feel pretty good about it. A lot of these guys are already being played. I expect a lot of points on Thursday, and I think Tucker Kraft can get into the end zone.
Especially the Lions defense is riddled with injuries.
Yes, it is.
I think they're on their last chance secondaries.
Yeah, they're starting their 5th string.
Yeah, so I think that bodes well as well for pass catchers.
Agreed.
It's a good game. It's a great Thursday night game.
Yeah,
I'm not
looking
just
forward
saying that because we're Packer fans.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
All right, what do you
got? Let's switch to Sunday. So 2 guys that we like on Sunday. Sam Darnold. It almost hurts me to say. He's another guy that deserves to start every single week. And that feels crazy to say. I thought maybe at the start of the year it was we'll see. Maybe it'll, he'll regress to the mean here a little bit.
To the mean.
He had 2 games that were kind of slow, but he's still playing consistently well. I think hats off to him reviving the coaching staff.
It'll be really interesting to see what he does next year, because he'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But if I'm him, I'm not going to somewhere else that's drafting a quarterback.
No, he has played. I'm not. If we are GMs, I'm not making that phone call. But he has played himself into getting a starting role. It's the Baker Mayfield from Carolina to
but that
Tampa
was
Bay.
so
He'll
unique. You'd have to sign somewhere and then they have to tell you they aren't taking a quarterback early. That, and that's hard. You would
know the draft. You would know the draft pick from them. Free agency would open, but you would know, they have pick 20 in the draft.
Yeah, but what team is that? That's my point. It's not you would think the perfect, or not the Jets, obviously, because he was already there. But there is no
the Raiders, but they wouldn't keep doing that quarterback. They're gonna
take someone really high and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the right. The Saints. Cleveland's interesting because they'll have a middle of the tier pick probably. Saints might be interesting. No, they'll rock Russ because he's great. I told you he would be.
All right. Okay, easy now. Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying. It'll be really interesting to see where he goes. But with Sam Darnold just killing it. So start him every week. Please do it.
Yeah, he's going against the Falcons, who played surprisingly well against the Chargers last week. But let's not forget that they let Bo Nix torch him for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think it was 300 yards and 4 touchdowns just a couple weeks ago. So
I agree.
Mediocrity is the name of the game for the Falcons this year, which is a bummer.
Sure is.
High hopes for them.
Sure is.
All right, next we got Isaac Guerendo, and he is also a good waiver wire pickup this week because
Yeah, I put in
another
I
piece of
put in a
news.
claim. Not gonna get him, but I put in a claim.
I put in a claim in every single league for him.
No,
So
you have a higher claim than me.
look out,
I
Jake.
might
I'm
as well
going
just
for ya.
cancel the. Did you really?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
but then I might as well just cancel that claim.
Yep. But going against the Bears, run game is important to San Francisco. Brock Purdy's back. Christian McCaffrey, one of the news things that we kind of breezed over, but Christian McCaffrey to IR with injury. So
jeez,
just heartbreak from that. You know, we were hoping he'd get back to some type of good form, but turns out no.
How about
Jordan
no?
Mason? And then Jordan Mason also got hurt. So it hurts. As far as we know right now, it's Isaac Guerendo's backfield.
Yeah, the
so
sleeper
that's why
app.
I like him this week.
The sleeper app has been tweaking the last few days. If you had Jordan Mason on any of your rosters still, because man, it is. He's just like, yep, he's playing. Nope, he's going to IR. Nope, but it is official. They're both being placed on IR. Jordan Mason and Christian
IR.
McCaffrey.
Okay. Yeah. I last time I checked earlier today, Jordan Mason was probably not going to play, but was he going to be on IR or not?
It looks that way. Yeah.
But yeah, I did see that. I had Jordan Mason in one league, and it said projected like 14 points, and then I was like, I don't think he's going to play. And then, sure enough.
Sure enough.
Anyway, so I like him versus the Bears. That's going to be kind of a boring game. Probably not one worth watching.
No, probably not.
But hopefully there's some rush yard upside there.
Speaking of rush yards, guys who's playing really well, Monday night we got the Cincinnati Bengals going, and we love some Chase Brown. Kind of coming on strong here, right in the right time. Right, he could be a league winner for you.
Yep.
Receiving, he's making really big plays. Running, just a monster. This past week he had over 100 yards, I believe, from scrimmage, and just electric.
Yeah. The best part about Chase Brown is how bad the Bengals defense is.
Correct. Yeah.
It just 40 points to the Steelers, who have been winning 18-16 field goal fests. And you're just like, you just love to see it. Joe Burrow is playing the best ball that he's played. They're always behind. The defense gives away fast things. Chase Brown is quick. I love everything about the Bengals offense right now.
Agreed. So yeah, guys, those are some guys that you should absolutely start. Jordan, how important is this week? Scale of 1 to 10. How important do you think Week 14 is?
Besides the playoffs, it is the next most important.
This is it.
If you have 2-week playoffs, 3-week playoffs, whatever, 1, 2, 3 is championship game, on down. This is the next most important.
This is a pretty hard week when it comes to buys as well. I don't know if you saw that. So the Commanders are on a buy, so you're losing Brian Robinson. You're losing Jaden Daniels. You're losing Terry McLaurin. The Broncos are on a bye, so you're losing Bo Nix. You're losing Courtland Sutton, who's quietly been really good. The Ravens are on a bye.
Stings.
Yes, my starting running backs are Brian Robinson and Derrick Henry. So terrible.
And then
bad week for
I think is it the Texans too?
Yeah, that sounds right.
The Texans. So your CJ Strouds, your Nico Collins, Joe Mixon, a huge one. 2 more teams actually. The New England Patriots. So
oh yeah, that's right. I don't have Stevenson
for the playoffs. Huh?
I don't have Stevenson either.
Stevenson?
It's a tough one.
And then the Indianapolis Colts. So your Anthony Richardsons of the world.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. The third most important week of the year. We hope you're gonna get those W's. See you in the playoffs. This is gotta go all out. This is it. So we will see you guys next week for the playoff times. Jordan, is there anything else you want to say?
No, win. Take big swings.
Big swings.
Do what you got to do.
Love it.
Get in the playoffs. Clinch those spots. We can't wait to hear all the people who make the playoffs and then lose to me because obviously I'm going to win all of my leagues.
Correct. Yes. All right. Take